Alright guys, so for today's video, it's gonna be something that's a little bit touchy to talk about. It's something that I personally deal with on a daily basis, and I'm sure a lot of people deal with this. So it's going to be about my anxiety. I'm not gonna get too much in detail as to my anxiety story. I'm just gonna show you guys what I do to deal with it. So I was diagnosed with anxiety, depression, and OCD. So I'm just gonna show you guys and give you guys a little bit of tips. So the reason I'm actually not gonna go like into detail of my anxiety and my depression and OCD is because it's something very touchy for me to talk about. It's a very touchy subject for me, and I think for a lot of people who deal with this. I don't really want to get into the story because I think I'll start like crying, and I don't want to do that right now, but I do just want to share with you the tips and tricks that I use to kind of help my anxiety. It doesn't take it away, but it helps it a lot. I've seen a significant difference in me doing this in my day-to-day life. Of course, there's those times when you're not going to be able to control it, or you're not going to be able, it's out of your control. It's literally a mind game, and you feel crazy sometimes, but like there's really no way to control it. There's things you can do to suppress the anxiety and all of that, but it's a mind game, and I can't really control it. I have good days, I have bad days, I have great days. But yeah, I just want to see, I'm already sweating because I'm getting nervous talking about this. Alright guys, so first thing, and this, I believe this is what has helped me the most. So I'm a Christian. I grew up a Christian, was raised a Christian, and what I do every day, or at least I try to do it every day, I make sure that it's a part of my routine. I read this book right here. Either I read it on the physical book, which I love doing. This is actually a really pretty Bible. I'll link it down below, but it has like the tabs. But I think the connection you have with God and the relationship that you build with Him really does help you, just because the Word is filled with a lot of promises from God. And one thing that I'm trying to like live my life of right now is be anxious for nothing, which like that's just me like 24/7. I'm always anxious, like especially at night. Like my anxiety gets really bad, but I always try to repeat to myself, be anxious for nothing, or like any Bible verses or scriptures that you kind of memorize. It's really good to like just repeat those throughout the day whenever you're feeling really bad. It does help. And yeah, this is the Bible I use. It's large print and everything, but this has helped me a lot. The relationship that I've built with God, and I'm still building. It's not perfect whatsoever, but it's something that I plan on just keep on building and making better. I also, every time I do my Bible studies, I always like to have a little journal. I have like 1,000 journals, and I write like important stuff that I want to remember or that I feel are necessary, which is kind of weird because like everything in the Bible is necessary. And if you're a Christian, you know that. So I also like to watch sermons and listen to podcasts. Alright, yeah, so the only thing I can say is that any podcast that I listen to, any sermons, of course, those are going to be faith related, but everything that I watch is faith related. And like I said, I like to journal a lot. So I write, not journal, I'm saying taking notes. I like to take notes on any podcasts or any sermons that I'm listening to at the moment. I also do journal. I also do like to journal. I don't necessarily write it just because I don't always have time to like get my journal out and write it. If I do have time, then I do get my journal and I write down my thoughts or my day. If anything, I always go into my Bible app. Like, let me see. And I'll either go into my memo or my Bible app. And my siblings are here. I have like my secret notes that now my siblings are gonna know where they're at. Don't look at them.
I'm looking.
Don't look at them. It's nothing bad. It's just like my personal thoughts whenever I feel like, And I try to write on it at least every day. At the end of the day, I go into my Bible app, and I kind of write to God or to Jesus. It's the same thing. I write to God like about what I was feeling that day. If I had a really bad day, I'll just pray about it. And I like to write down my prayers. I'm guessing that's another tip that I have for you if you are Christian, or if you are spiritual, or if you're like looking for God right now. What I like to do, okay, this is not a how to pray video, but I'm just gonna throw this in. So I do struggle with praying. It's something that I'm constantly working on. Of course, with having anxiety and dealing with mental illness, it's important to pray. But if you don't know how to pray, like I still kind of don't, it's really tricky to explain. But what I like to do is write down my prayers. That makes it a lot easier. Like I write down my prayers or what I want to tell God. So I actually just like go into the Bible app and I go into my notes. It'll say like notes right there. Is it focusing?
Get a little closer.
Yeah, but yeah, it's fine. Just do it.
Like right there where it says notes, I just press there, and that's what I'll write like my prayers, or I'll journal electronically. I don't want people to read it. I'll journal electronically, and I always like to put the dates. And sometimes when I'm having like a good day, I like to go, not to bring myself down, but like I like to go into those past, I spit. I like to go into those past notes where I felt like I was in a dark space, and I read it and I'm like, oh wow, I've come so far. So like I like doing that. Also, another tip, it's as well in the Bible app, and they're called plans. So like I said, I've always been Christian. I grew up in the church, but I didn't really try building my relationship with God until most recently. I think I have like almost a year. I'm not saying that within, like before, I didn't believe in God. I always did. I just never built that relationship with Him. But the first thing that I did was like I go into the Bible app, and if you go to the little check mark right there, it says plans. Can you see it?
Yeah.
It says plans, and then there's like, you go here where it says find plans, and it'll give you like a bunch of resources. Like they have it for love, anxiety, healing, anger, hope, depression. It has a lot of things, and that's what I like to do. I do like a plan every week, because usually the plans range from like 3 to 7 days, and you just read, like it has a devotional, and then it has like scriptures of what to read, and that really helps me as well. So that's what I do. A lot of the things I do are faith related, because that's what I feel helps me most. But also I like to do aromatherapy. So like I said, my anxiety is through the roof, especially at night. For some reason my anxiety tends to get really bad at night. I have really bad trouble. I have a really hard time sleeping. I was also diagnosed with insomnia. So that doesn't really help. But what I like to do is I use like these aromatherapy oils, and you just kind of like you roll it. I heard you're supposed to like roll behind your ears. I don't know if on your temples. I put it everywhere, because the smell like of lavender and of chamomile and eucalyptus, like all of those scents are supposed to be relaxing. So the roller that I actually use is by Nature's Truth. It's just called Sleep 100% Pure Essential Oils, and it looks like this. It looks like this. This is the roller, the little roller that I use to fall asleep. Not to fall asleep, but like to help me. I also love candles, especially anything that's like spa-like or like lavendery. It's my favorite. The scent, specifically lavender, is what kind of helps to calm me down. But for aromatherapy, just like anything, it doesn't have to be lavender. I mean, that's what's really recommended, like lavender, eucalyptus, peppermint. Also, if you have a diffuser, that helps. I don't have a diffuser, but I want one. I've been meaning to get one. But yeah, any scents like that, or any scent that's like relaxing to you, then you can go ahead and do that. Alright, yeah, so another thing I like to use is stress balls. So it's just like these. You can find them in any drugstore, Target, Walmart. You can get them on Amazon as well. I got this one at Target, and it's just like you see, like it's a texture. Also fidget spinners. They sell a bunch of like any fidget toys that they sell. Those really help me as well. I started using stress balls because I work at a call center, and if anybody's worked at a call center before, you know that some customers can be really mean on the phones, and that used to give me really bad anxiety, like to the point where I would like be crying before I would go to work because I don't know, scared. Like it was, you know, when my anxiety was like really bad, like really bad. But that's when I started using stress balls, because anytime like a customer would start being rude to me, all I would do is like just squish my stress ball really hard, and that would kind of help me. Until the day I still do it, but like yeah, customers don't really affect me that much anymore. But when my anxiety is really bad, or I'm feeling really anxious, I still get panic attacks from time to time at work, but it's kind of controllable now. But yeah, any fidget toys I really like to use. Also finding a hobby that you enjoy, whether that's like singing, dancing, like basically keeping yourself busy. For me, hobbies that would help me is like singing. I used to organize. Well, okay, so I was like diagnosed with OCD, so for that was really difficult. Like I would wake up at 2 in the morning and be up all night just organizing like closets and drawers and everything. Like I just couldn't, like I couldn't sleep with the thought of like a drawer is disorganized or a closet was disorganized. It's very hard. That I think, well, I mean, anxiety, depression, and OCD are all really hard things to overcome, but that one was like really bad. Like I couldn't even see a pile of laundry because that would make me cry. Like I was like crazy. And till the day, organizing laundry, like washing laundry and putting it away, that helps me so much. Like it's almost like relaxing for me to do that, like to be able to be putting away laundry, because I kind of like separate it, because you know we're a huge family. We're 8 in total, right? Yeah, we're like 8. It's my 5. It's us 5 siblings. My mom, my dad, and my niece. 5, 6, 7. Yeah, there's 8 of us. So I do everyone's laundry in the house, and I put it all away. But like organizing it in that way, like organizing it from my mom's, my dad's, my sister's, that really helps me. Just being really organized. Alright guys, so yeah, like overall when it comes to mental illness, to any mental illness that you may have, it's best to just be patient with yourself, to be very patient with yourself and find what works best for you and for your health. So like I said, finding like a little hobby or finding something that you enjoy doing just to keep you distracted, because I know like with depression you can it's real quick to just isolate yourself and to just not want to talk about it or not want to come through with it because you're embarrassed or for whatever the reason may be. What I'm saying is you have to not do that, because I myself did that and it only made things worse for me, not better in the long run. So I think just like finding a hobby, hanging out with family, with friends, going to work, like just keeping yourself constantly distracted will help you. Also, if you're a Christian, if you're spiritual, just diving into the Word and just putting God as your foundation of everything first. Once you do that, I feel like everything will get better and a lot easier. So those are just my tips and what works for me. That's what works for me, and I just wanted to share that with you for anybody who may be struggling with any sort of mental illness. I hope that you do find something to help you. But yeah guys, thank you so much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what else you guys would like to see. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.